Hi friends, this is Ishwar and welcome to my channel. This is the pattern of subjects appear in Andhra University Civil Engineering curriculum. Number of subjects and their names and laboratories are listed here. For easy explanation, I have categorized all these subjects into three categories. As shown here, core subjects, elective subjects, laboratories. Elective subjects. These subjects deal with the advanced methods of secondary core subjects or some other additional subjects related to civil engineering. The name of the subject itself indicates. These subjects are not compulsory. Unlike core subjects, we have a choice as to which elective subject we can study. Laboratories. Labs are integrated in curriculum for practical experience and to get data required for the calculation which has to be done in core subjects. Core subjects. Primary core subjects. These subjects deal with the basic knowledge and parameters required for the calculations which has to be done in secondary core subjects. Mathematics. We learn integrations, derivations, differential equations and other mathematical equations to determine the values in secondary core subjects by its application. Mechanics of solids. We learn basic knowledge to find bending moment, shear force, slope, deflection, torsion, etc. in structural elements, which is determinant. Environmental studies. We should know well about our environment, its pollution and prevention, benefits and conflicts with improper utilization of the available resources, and all problems associated with environment. Engineering mechanics. In this subject, we learn how to calculate some important parameters for any shape of the body like center of gravity, moment of inertia about x and y axis, equilibrium equations, friction, resultant forces, etc. Secondary core subjects. These subjects will play a major role in practical application. So we have to see in detail about what we get by each subject and its practical application. These are the results which we determine by surveying. Reduced level of the ground with respect to mean sea level, contour lines to represent design of curves and alignment of the central line for curves, alignment of for roads and railways, measurement of the land boundaries of the area, things in and around the land plan of the area. By the application of surveying subject in practical, we see the following things like alignment of the central line for roads and railways, detailed measurement of the area, representation of the hills and valleys as contour lines. By knowing the reduced level of the ground, distribution tanks, water treatment plants, we look at hill and sewage treatment plant at low level. By the determination of shape bearing capacity of soil, we find maximum number of soil and depth of the foundation and area required for the footing. We will determine the following things from the geotechnical engineering subject as shown here. Shape bearing capacity of the soil, selection of foundation, analysis and design of the slope stability and earthen dams, caisson and caisson foundation, settlement analysis of the building or any other structure, bearing capacity of single and group of piles, slope design for canals and marginal bunds, caisson foundation design for bridges underwater, settlement analysis of the buildings. All these things we will design in geotechnical engineering. These are the results determined by building planning and drawing. Plan preparation and orientation of the building, preparation of plan and elevation and cross section with exact dimensions, ventilation and door opening sizes, limits on dimensions and area of the different rooms and height of the building, building bylaws according to the government norms, building plumbing and sanitary arrangement in building. You will prepare a line diagram for the building with clear dimensions and columns and beams also located, preparation of detailed drawings required for the tendering, location of different rooms, openings for entering and ventilation also done in building planning and drawing. These are the results determined in structural analysis. Shear force, bending moment, slope, deflection for beams with the different support conditions and spanning, forces in the truss members, longitudinal and hoop stress in cylinders, force in the bridge cables and force on the pairs, influence lines in the deck slab, bending moment and shear force in arch beams, shear force and bending moment in frames. All these determined in structural analysis. Determination of internal reactions due to external load in any type of structure and determination of bending moment, shear force, slope, deflection in beams and force in the members of transmission towers and cell towers. All of these we will determine in structural analysis. This is the result determined by the reinforced concrete structures. We will determine design of the beam for cross section and area of steel, slab design for cross section and area of steel, column design for cross section and area of steel, footing design for cross section and area of steel, retaining wall design for cross section and area of steel, Pile cap design for cross section and area of steel, pile design for cross section and area of steel, staircase design for cross section and area of steel, wall tank design for cross section and area of steel, and design of the pre-stressed concrete member. Design of the structural elements like slab, beams, columns, footings, water tank. For the cross section and area of steel, all of this we will done in a reinforced concrete structure. Design of water distribution tank, design of cross drainage structure, design of the reinforced concrete bridges, design of the diversion headwork. All of these we will get by reinforced concrete structure. This is the results which we get by the steel structures. Number of bolts and length of the weld for the joint, and correction using lug angles to reduce the length of the joint. Slot welding when length of the weld is insufficient, and plug welding. Column base connections, column splicing and beam splicing, design of plate girder, laced column and battened column, finding the collapse load of the structure. Design of transmission towers and mobile towers for its member cross section and joints design, design of plate girders for steel bridges. All of this we will get by steel structure. Estimating and quantity surveying. We will determine number of bricks required for the construction, quantity of sand, quantity of stone, quantity of boulders, quantity of steel required for the construction, number of cement bags, quantity of woodwork, number of tiles required for the construction, quantity of paint, quantity of earthwork, and estimating cost of the structure. All of these we will determine in estimating quantity survey. By knowing the material quantity and manpower required for the project construction, we can approximately estimate the structure cost so that we have an idea for financial expense. These are the results we will determine by project planning and management. We will determine project completion time. We can check work progress, cost analysis, and resource scheduling by bar chart. And we will learn about tendering, quotation, contract types, all norms related to tendering. Study of CPM and PERT to determine earliest and the latest allowable occurrence time and probability of project completion. We have to plan the arrangement of the activities in the project work for best progress. We know that a project is sum of the activities. We should plan which arrangement gives least project completion time and easy understanding of the project progress time to time. All of this we will done in project planning and management subject. This is the result which we determine in building materials and building construction subject. Study of tests, qualities of bricks and other clay products. Study of different types of foundation, about its advantages and disadvantages and construction procedure. Study of king post, queen post and other roof truss construction procedure. Study of cement, about its quality, tests, manufacturing process, etc. All respectives like preservation, properties, seasoning, manufacturing of plywood, etc. Study of brick and stone masonry and different bonds. Study of doors and windows, about its types, tests, characteristics, grade and other works with concrete. Study of paint, about types, uses, defects, remedies and painting procedure and norms. Study of different types of roof, staircase, architectural design and plan. Materials which is required for the construction should be ordered from the source to the site before the activity starts. Such type of bricks, stone, sand, cement, steel, tiles, plumbing accessories, wood, sanitary fittings. By knowing all details from this subject and after completion of the tests carried in this subject, and construction of the building and other structures are carried according to the guidelines given in this subject. This is the results which is determined by water resource engineering subject. Study of hydrological cycle for precipitation, evaporation, runoff, transpiration, etc. and precipitation intensity by rain gauge. Study of deep well and study of open well. Design of the dam for cross section and stability checks. Design of earthen dam for cross section and its complete study. Diversion headwork to divert water from river to off-taking canal. Repelling groyan, attracting groyan, normal groyan. Marginal bund to drain water into the proper way. To maintain the design slope. Drainage structure. Study of hydropower generation components and the capacity of the plant. Design of running by marginal bunds, diversion headwork to divert river water to the agriculture, and design of the cross drainage structures. All these we will by water resource engineering subject. These are the results which we determined by fluid mechanics subject. This is calculation to determine the time of emptying and filling the tank. Calculation of the discharge in open channels and all the studies related to the open channel study. Centrifugal pump and reciprocating pump. Study of pumps to determine the discharge capacity and its efficiency. Determination of time for filling and determination of time for emptying. Francis turbine and Kaplan turbine. Study of turbines to determine its efficiency. Study of impact of jets. Study of buoyancy force on floating bodies. After the successful selection of sources of water, we have to transfer the raw water to the treatment plant. Usually it is transferred through the open channel. Every parameter which is related to the water is studied in fluid mechanics. We will find the cross section of the channel, gradient and discharge through the channel and force acting on the gates, etc. After the water is treated in water treatment plant, the treated water is transferred through the closed pipe. We will determine the dia of the pipe and discharge through the pipe and gradient of the pipe, all in fluid mechanics. This is the results which is determined by environmental engineering. Selection of the intake structure. Estimate the quantity of water required for the community. Study of the pipe material and pipe joints and laying of the pipe. Study of the sewer appurtenances. Determination of the pollutants in the river. Study of the raw water treatment process. Treatment process of sewage and its final disposal. Study of infiltration wells and galleries and its yielding capacity. Water distribution system to the community. Raw water intake structure, water treatment plant, water distribution system to the community, sewage collection from the community, and the sewage treatment plant and its final disposal. All this we will get by environmental engineering. These are the results which we get by transportation engineering. Design of the highway cross-section elements, determination of the stopping side distance, overtaking side distance, and the intermediate side distance, determination of the valley curve length and summit curve length, design of the track geometric elements, construction procedure of different roads, and maintenance of roads and repairs, study of traffic signaling to control traffic movement, design of road intersection, railway track intersection design, study of fixation fastenings and its joints, study of different yards and its components, study of tunnel construction, harbor and its types and all components. For safe and comfortable transportation from one place to another, we should have roads and railways and all parameters designed for safe movement of the traffic. All of this we will done by transportation engineering.